start with a seated position with your right leg crossed in front of your left leg, unless for any reason that does not feel good for you. And if you can, cross the heels underneath your legs as opposed to just crossing at the ankles. And take the right hand on the right knee, the left hand on the left knee, and draw your shoulders back and down as you draw your chest forward. And you sit a little bit in front of your sitting bones, so you're almost tilted a little bit forward. If you'd like to sit on the block or have the block supporting your knees, that's another option as well. And of course, any other position is fine. Child's pose is even fine. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall and just close your eyes and just start to breathe just fully through the nose and mouth, just your regular breath as we settle in and just mute yourself. Good. And then close your eyes and begin to visualize the breath moving from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And as you breathe in these spaces, think about expanding mostly along the sides of the body, so from side to side and up and down. And as you take the inhales, broaden the collarbones and just, send your eye gaze to the tip of your nose. It's an internal gaze. And as you slow down the breath and slow down the thoughts, begin to breathe in and out of your nose. So inhale through the nose, and then empty out through the nose, and create a sound, a little hollow throat thrushing through the back of your throat, called Ujjayi breath, victorious warrior breath, and it's a breath that we follow through the practice of our yoga, our vinyasa class. And at any time this breath starts to get very staggered or very fast, start to just go a little bit back inward and slow it down. So the breath is the one constant in this moving class. We move breath per movement, but the breath should really stay the same sweet, slow, smooth breath that we have right now. Take an inhaling breath here and bring the arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers and turn the palms inside out and stretch your palms to the sky as you drop your shoulders down. And then imagine the bottom ribs and the top of the hips just coming to connect together. Exhale, lean over to the right side. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, lift and lengthen over to the other side once again. Inhale, return to the center. Exhale, release your hands and walk them forward to your first point of resistance. Stop when you get there, take a breath, notice. No force. If you'd like to move further, and just start to feel the lower back start to release a little bit. Getting again into your hips, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And find your deepest expression of the pose right now. Doesn't mean it's going to be the same later if we did it again. So we live in the present moment and take what we got. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Lift yourselves up. Lean back, hands behind you, shake out your legs. And just give it a little shake. Left leg in front of right. I'm just going to increase the volume a little bit because I can't hear it and you probably can't hear it either. So, good. So the left leg is over the right. Start with the same thing where we're going a little bit into, where is this? Good. Just start to tilt a little bit forward. So again, sitting in front of your sitting bones. And then once again, inhale, stretch your arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers, the other finger in front, like one pinky moves over or the thumb. Lift your arms up and lower your ribs down towards your hips. Inhale. This time, let's rotate the torso to the right. Inhale to the center and rotate your torso to the left. Inhale back to the center, lift and lengthen out of your ribs. Exhale, release your hands and walk your hands forward. Stop at the first point of resistance. It may feel very different than it did on the other side. This may be your A side and I just told you to go on your B side. Walk it forward a little bit more. Just keep walking until you feel that there's a little bit of good tension in the back of the hips, the lower back. And then find your deepest expression today or right now at this very moment in this pose. No judgments, just notice. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Lean back, and then shake out your legs. Kick them out. And then swing the legs around so that you come onto your hands and knees. Separate your knees, hips width apart. If you need any padding or if you need your blocks underneath your hands, have them always nearby. Have a strap nearby as well. Top of the foot and shin down. Parallel or your torso to the floor, so your head and your tailbone are in the same line here. And then notice the difference as we inhale and drop the belly. You can tuck the toes, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, release the top of the foot, shin press down, chin to the chest, round and curl your spine, let your head hang down. Inhale, arch your back, dip your belly, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, round and curl your spine, chin to chest. Pull the belly button all the way onto your spine. Let's do that 2 more times using your breath. And you can take as long and slow as you need, or you can move a little faster, what your body's telling you today. And when you're done with that, meet me in a parallel position, neutral position. Bring your knees a little bit wider and push your hips back for child's pose. So we know that this is a place that we can always come to when we want to take a little break for whatever reason, or it just feels good to you. The advanced practitioner will know when child's pose is called for. Doesn't mean that they can do a one-armed handstand. It means that they are smart enough to know in their bodies when to take a break or when to push harder. In this position, walk your hands to the right side. Left arm on top or longer than the right. Just push your left hip again, noticing the breath down the whole left side of the body. Let your belly soften. It's okay. Nobody can see it. Inhale, lift and walk over to the other side. Right arm on top or longer than the left. Push your hips to your heels. Breathe down the entire right side body. Inhale, come back to the center. Walk your hands forward, move your hips back. Inhale, draw your arms as if you're pulling the mat towards your knees and pull yourself back up into that rounded spine. Bring your knees back underneath your hips. Step the right foot back behind you, tuck the toes on the floor, and just walk forward or rock forward and back on your toes. Just getting a nice stretch underneath the legs. And then come to a neutral position. You might want to tuck your left toes under, that's up to you. Right leg lifts off the floor. Left arm lifts off the floor. Thumb up to the sky, belly in, ribs in. Now exhale, bring your knee and elbow together. Listen carefully. Inhale, extend your right knee out to the side, left arm out to the side. Exhale, bring the knee to the center and extend out of your center. Exhale, knee and elbow together in the center. Inhale, open the right knee and the left arm to the side. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend it out. Stay here for a breath. Lower the left hand and spin onto your left side. Take your right hand down your right thigh. And flex your right foot and reach arm and leg out of your center. Then slide the right arm up and over your head. Palm facing down, lift the left side of your torso up and in. Good. Inhale, release your right hand to the floor and send your right leg out to the side. Toes on the floor pointing forward. Have your foot line up kind of in line with your left knee. Walk your hands forward, tuck your left toes under, and sit back on your heel if you want to go that far. You don't have to, right? And just stretch into the left inner thigh and reach your fingertips forward as the stretch goes into your lowest part of your spine. One more breath. And like we did earlier, just draw your arms as if you're pulling the mat in. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, hands to your hips, rise up, gate pose, arms out, shoulder height, inhale. Exhale, reach to the right, right arm down, left arm up and over. Stretch out of your waistline and then spin your torso open. Inhale, reach up, reach your left arm out, reach out to the left side, left arm down, right arm up, right arm over the head, just like we did a moment ago. Exhale, sweep the right leg back, right arm, left arm forward, tuck your left toes underneath you, and then bend your elbows and lift the left toes to the right thigh, and then come back up. Knee to chest round and curl, and send the knee down to the floor. Circle your hips in one direction, and then the other. Come back to your neutral position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Feel free to tuck the right toes underneath you as you step the left leg back and rock a little bit on those toes. Just getting a nice stretch under the ball of the foot. Lift the left leg off the floor. Lift the right arm off the floor. Thumb up to the sky. Pull the belly in. Exhale, elbow to knee round and curl. And then take your left knee to the left side, right arm to the right side. Exhale, bring it into the center. Inhale, extend arm and leg. Exhale, round and curl to the center. Inhale, open the knee and the arm to the side. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend it out. Right arm down, spin to your left side. Take your left arm now on the down side of your left leg. Spin your heart open. Inhale, stretch your left arm all the way up and over your head. Lift out of your right side, nice and long. Exhale, lower your left hand, square your hips, and then send your left foot out to the left side, toes point forward, in line with your knee. So it's a little further back. Walk your hands forward. You can tuck the toes under, you can sit on a block, or you can just go back a little bit instead of a lot. Sit all the way back to the heels if that's in the practice for you today. Doesn't make it better or worse, it just makes it where you can go. Good. Inhale, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Release your back foot. Hands to your hips, rise up. Inhale, stretch the arms out to a T. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, rise up, reach out to the right side. Left arm, left leg, left arm overhead, spin your heart open. Exhale, release your hands to the front of the mat. Right toes tuck under. Exhale, bend your elbows and then lift your right foot towards your left thigh. You don't have to, it's an option. Come back up, release the knee to the floor. Circle your hips in either direction. I'm just gonna take my little shirt off. Suddenly got warm in here, yeah. And then circle in the other direction. All right, come back to center. Tuck both toes underneath you. Lift your hips in the air and put a soft bend into your knees. Soft bend could be a lot. For downward facing dog, let your head hang down. And then go ahead and bend one knee then the other. And let's just stay here in this bent knee downward facing dog for a few breaths as you notice the length coming down the back side of the body. From your fingertips to your shoulders, from your shoulders to your hips to your heels. And at any time you want to straighten the legs now, begin to straighten the legs or keep them soft. I'll be keeping mine fairly soft throughout the practice as I modify. You know, if you're feeling anything, anywhere you shouldn't be feeling, any points of distraction that you're feeling, just let your body kind of guide you into what's the smart way to practice. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Put a bend into your knees. Let your belly rest on your thighs and let your head hang down. Good. Inhale, put your hands on your hips and slowly start to roll to standing. When you get up to standing, roll your shoulders back and around a couple times. Good. Now look down at your feet. They should be pointing forward towards the front of the mat, and they should be about hips width or blocks width apart. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take your right hand to your left wrist, lift up and over to the right side, and then step your left foot behind you and just lean. Inhale, return to the center, arms up, feet separated. Exhale, take your left hand to your right wrist, lift up and over, and then step your right foot to the left side and hug your hips in. Inhale, return to the center, open up your arms. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, keep the weight in your legs as long as you can maintain it, and start to crawl yourself forward to a downward facing dog. So as I said, my knees are going to be bent today, but you can have your legs straight. Pressing your chest towards your thighs, head down. Inhale, flip high onto your tippy toes, engage your core muscles, that means pull your pelvic muscles up and in, your belly in. Shift forward to plank, shoulders over wrists, heels over toes, look forward, no collapsing in the middle. Bend your elbows, bend your knees, and lay all the way down on the floor. Elbows squeeze in by your side, push your pubic bone down to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest up, and then release your hands from the floor and squeeze your elbows in by your side. If you need a strap or towel, grab it, or take your arms behind your back and interlace your fingers, palms together. Reach your arms back as you reach your heart forward, crown of the head lengthening, toes lengthening, push your pubic bone down. Now, while you're here, you can lift your knees up but not your feet. So engage your quadricep muscles. Take another breath. Exhale, release your hands back by your chest, head down. And then walk back a little further, elbows over wrists. Inhale, press down through the tops of your feet. Once again, lift your knees up. And this time we lift everything but the toenails off the floor. Upward facing dog. Push through your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise high up onto your tippy toes. Bending the knees, walk forward to the front of your mat. You can bring your hands onto blocks on your thighs. Round your spine. Release your spine, push down firmly through your feet, and begin to articulate your spine to standing. Roll the shoulders back and around. Stretch your arms down by your side, spread your toes, spread your fingers. Bring your tailbone beneath you, broaden your collarbones, bring your ribs and hips towards each other. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead, interlace your fingers once again. This time release thumb and forefinger. Inhale, lengthen out of your rib cage. Exhale, lift up and over to the right side. Heart opens, throat opens. Find an edge, don't fall off your edge, so just go to the edge. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, up and over to the other side. Rotate your torso just ever so slightly. Bring the right shoulder back. Inhale, return to the center. Lift your heart up. Release your arms. Exhale, arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers or use a strap or towel. Lift your chest up. Exhale, soften the knees and fold yourself in half. Take your arms up and away from your back. Good. Now release your hands to your back and switch the cross of your fingers. Do the same thing again. Arms up over your head, over your back. Forward fold. My knees are going to be very bent today. Exhale, release your hands to your hips. Once again, rise up with a flat back. Good. Inhale, cross your right leg now in front of your left leg. Stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, lean to the right again. Inhale, come to the center and exhale to the other side. Inhale, come to the center. Exhale, soften your knees and place your hands on the floor or blocks. Hi, Sin. Good morning, Cindy. Bend your knees. Don't be sorry ever. Bend your knees a lot or enough. Now your back leg is your left leg, should be anyway. If it's not, we'll step it back anyway. Step your left leg to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Good. Now, we're going to turn to the left side. You can take a block with you. And you're facing the long way of your mat. Your feet are parallel to each other. Inhale, back leg is left. Bend your left knee. Sit your weight back into your heels. If you'd like to release your arms to the floor or from the floor and fly. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Listen carefully. I'm going to be turning my back to you. Right hand's going to come inside the left leg. As the left leg turns all the way to the back of the mat, we twist. Open. Good. So left arm and left leg are in the front. Left knee is over the ankle. Right leg is back. You can also have the right knee to the floor. Twisting, rotating through your torso. One more breath. Exhale, return your left hand to the floor inside the left leg and spin back around to the long side of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Good. Exhale, you can have your block, bring it over to the right side, bring your hands to your hips and rise up to standing. Turn your right toes to the front of the mat. Turn your left toes towards the front of the mat about 10 degrees. Lower the left hip and lift the right hip so your hips are level. Put your hands on your hips to notice that. Inhale, stretch your arms shoulder height. They should be over your ankles or a little, you might have shortened your stance for your triangle pose. Draw your left hip to the back of the room. Reach your arm forward. Reach out as far as you can out of your torso. Then take your right hand on the thigh. Inner thigh, leg, floor, or block. I like a block on the high side outside of my calf. Triangle pose. Hug your hips to the midline. Reach up. Keep your left arm in the air, but take it over your head. One more breath. Empty the breath, look down. Bend your right knee, hands on the floor or the block. Left hand's gonna stay, right arm comes up, open up, twist. Hug your hips into the center. Inhale. And exhale. Good, release your hands to the floor. Look forward. Step together, top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand your way. Arms come with you. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Release your arms to the side. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Release thumb and forefinger. You can switch the fingers, one finger over. Exhale, this time step the left leg, the right leg behind. Lift up and over to the left side. Inhale to the center, lean over to the right side. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, fold over. Hands on floor blocks. Bend your knees a lot or a little. Fold your body in half. Inhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat, low lunge. Your hips, they're a little bit closer than we typically have them, and that's going to be okay for where we're going. So bend the knee over the ankle one more time. And then exhale, turn to your right side. Take a block with you if you like it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your right knee. You can turn the toes open if you'd like. Hands on the floor, the blocks, or some of you might want to take your arms out. Crown of the head towards the tailbone, same line. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Turn your back foot and your entire body to the back of the room. Right arm comes up. Twisting into the right side. Right knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor, back leg also parallel to the floor. Your heels over your toes. One more breath here. Exhale, release your right hand inside. Spin yourself back around to the long edge of your mat. Move your block up to the top. Inhale, hands to your hips, rise up to stand. Arms up, open shoulder height. Turn your left toes to the front. Turn your right toes slightly inward as well. Actually, put your hands back on your hips and notice the levelness of your hips. Right now, the right hip tends to be a little higher. So see if you can pull the right hip down and the left hip up and just level out your pelvis. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Exhale, bump your hips to the right, move your torso to the left. Left hand on the floor, inside, outside, shin or block, triangle pose. Reach out of your waistline, lift the bottom side of the body. This is really, the lengthening here through the torso. This pose has a lot of benefit to our core, to our center. One more breath. Good, exhale, release your right hand down, left hand down, each one on either side of the foot. Right hand stays, left hand opens up, twist. Good, see if you can sink your hips a little bit lower and see if you can rotate your torso a little bit longer, deeper. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, blocks. Inhale, step your feet together, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins, blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to a high plank, pause. You can bring your knees to the floor, shift forward, bend your elbows halfway down, roll into upward dog cobra, or go back through push-up or right into downward facing dog. So you always have options, feet together, back of the mat. Inhale, float your right leg in the air. Exhale, send it between your hands. You can feel free to have a block back with you anywhere. Walk to the left side of your mat, bend your left knee, and keep spinning around till you're at the back of the mat, right arm down, left arm up, twist. Exhale, left hand on the inside of the foot. Go back to the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Rise up to stand. Turn your right toes front. Turn your left toes front. Arms up, shoulder height. Remember the leveling of the hips. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, right hand on the inside, outside. Again, I like to use a block behind my calf, actually, so a little further back, so my shoulders are stacking. Breathe in, breathe out. Now you can keep your left arm in the air or bring it back down to your hip. You can take the block with you or use your arms without. Start to bring your weight into your right leg and start to open up the hips. It's really the same pose, only we're lifting the left leg off the floor. Now remember a little while ago, we put the left hand down the left thigh, spin the heart open. So see if you can just find a little balance there. Good. So we're in a half moon, and then we're going to stretch the left arm all the way up and over the head, spinning your heart heart open still. Nice work, everybody. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Spin your hips forward and step your left foot back about 2 to 3 feet. Walk your hands forward about 1 or 2 feet and level out your hips. I'm having my hands on the high end of the blocks. Feel free to use blocks or anything else, or just walk your hands forward. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, walk your hands to your hips. Rise up to stand. Good. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Begin to hinge forward. Weight into the right leg, soft bend in the right knee. And then float your left leg off the floor, warrior 3. Hips are squared. Point your toes, lengthen out of your hips. If you want to put your hands on blocks for support, go ahead. Nice, guys. Looking good. From warrior 3, you just bend your front knee and step back all the way into a low lunge. Bring your arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, blocks. Left hand down, right arm opens up, twist. Reach up and down in opposition, and then hug the hips towards the center. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Step back to your high plank, pause. Choose your way to downward facing dog, 3 chaturangas, upward dog cobra, whatever variation you want to do. Feet are together at the back of the mat and dog. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg high in the sky. Exhale, step your left foot through. Good. Inhale, low lunge. Then turn to the right side of your mat, long edge. Bend your right knee. Send your arms up or to the floor or anywhere else. Exhale, left arm down. Spin everything to the back of the room. Right arm up, twist. Same thing we just did. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, right hand down. Spin to the left side, 1/4 turn. Inhale, hands to your hips, rise up. Good. Arms up, shoulder height. Inhale, flip your left toes to the front, turn your right toes slightly. Bump your hips to the right, reach out all the way out of your torso before you land the hand. Left arm down, right arm up. Breathe, inhale. Now decide to keep your arm in the air or put your right hand on your hip. Bend your front knee and use a block or not. Bring your left hand down, right arm up, left leg up, right leg up, excuse me. And then bring the right arm to spin it down the side of the body, right down the side of the leg. Open up your heart, your hips. And then float the right arm all the way over your head, palm down. Exhale, reach, reach, reach like you're being pulled in 2 directions. It should feel really good, giving yourself some length on the right side of your body. You can also practice with your knee down. Inhale, lower your right hand, square your hips. And then step your right foot back about 2 to 3 feet behind your left. Not directly behind it, but out to the side as if you were on train tracks. And then walk your hands out on the floor of the blocks. Level up the hips, lengthen your spine. Inhale. And exhale. Pull the belly in, just keep some space, nice and long. 1 more breath. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, firm down through your feet, and rise up to stand. Exhale. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, take the prayer to the heart. Soften your front knee, and then begin to float your right leg off the floor. Warrior 3, pointing your right toes back, leveling your hips, crown of the head to the toes, nice and long. We're not here forever. Take another breath. Bend the left knee. Step all the way back. Find a low or a high, crescent lunge. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, blocks. Right hand stays. left arm opens up, twist. Good, release your left hand down. Step into a high plank or right into downward dog. Make your way through vinyasas or skip them. And we'll meet back at the back of the mat. Good, nice job guys. Everybody hang in there. Anytime you need breaks, go to child's pose or any other variation. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot through. Inhale, turn to the left side of your mat. And then spin it all the way around to the back of the mat. Right arm down, left arm up. Exhale, left hand back on the inside. Turn your toes forward. Inhale, hands to hips, rise up. Exhale, turn your right toes to the front. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge out. Right hand inside, outside, triangle pose. Inhale, bend your right knee. Choose where you want your left hand and your right hand. And then step up onto the right side. Spin the left arm up and over your head. Exhale, release both hands to the floor blocks. Send your left foot back 2 to 3 feet. Reach your arms forward, level your torso. Inhale, hands to hips, rise up. Hold on for a second. Take your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse your prayer. Inhale, lengthen, level it out. Exhale, hinge halfway forward. Soften your front knee, and then begin to fly your left leg off the floor. So we're back to a warrior 3. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Exhale, bring your left hand to the floor block. Right hand to your hip. Hug it in. Turn to the right side with your torso. I know it's really challenging, guys. Right arm up. So be on your knees if you need to. Use your blocks. Be smart. I'm going to make a t-shirt. Be smart, use blocks. If you have your block on its highest height, you have a lot more success going into this pose. It's not a crutch. It is an assistant. It is a guide. Yeah, it's beautiful. Now, with your left leg, once again, put your right hand on your hip. Send your left foot back 2 to 3 feet. You can keep your block forward today. Left hand on the block in front of your foot. Actually more towards the inside of your foot. Lengthen your spine and rotate for your twisted triangle pose. Ooh, we got a lot done in there. Stack your shoulders, hug your hips, lift your belly, eye gaze up, smooth breath. Doesn't have to be huge. Find your biggest expression. And then exhale, hands on the floor blocks. This time just bend your right knee, and you can let your hands release onto the floor blocks as you put your forehead and your knee towards each other. Look upwards towards your belly button. Inhale, look forward. Plant your hands, step your left foot back, bend your right leg. Inhale, right leg, 3-legged dog in the air. Exhale, 4 paws on the floor. Inhale, shift forward to high plank. And decide if you want to take a couple push-ups, 1 push-up, no push-ups. And then we'll meet back in downward dog with the feet together. Inhale, float your left leg up nice and high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, turn to your right side and turn all the way to the back of the mat. Left arm down, right arm up, open twist. Exhale, right hand down. Move back to the left side of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, rise up. Exhale, arms up, shoulder height. Inhale, turn your left toes forward. Right toes tag along for the ride. Move the hips out to the right. Reach out your torso. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up. Triangle pose. Now decide if you want to keep your arm in the air or bring the hand to the hip. And if you want to use blocks, as you bend your front knee and work your way into standing up on the left leg. Spin your right arm up and over your head, palm down. Exhale the hands to the floor, square the hips. Send your right foot back 2 to 3 feet. Walk your arms out in front of you. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Level your hips, exhale. Reach out, keep lengthening your spine. You can fold forward, but make sure that you're not rounding your spine. Good. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, rise up to stand. And then take your arms behind your back. Do whatever you might have done before. If you had a crossing of the fingers, switch the finger cross over one time. Lift your chest, open your shoulders, broaden your collarbones, be proud. Soften your front knee and begin to hinge forward. Take your time and float the right leg off the floor. Toes reach, crown of the head reaches, leveling off the hips. The left knee can be as bent as you'd like it to be, and hands can also stay on blocks. Good. Now take the next breath to begin to bring your hands to your heart center. Right hand down, left hand to your hip. I choose the highest height of my block. Left arm comes up, rotate to the left side, stack your shoulders. Hug your hips to the midline. So you begin to straighten the legs. Both of them are, so each leg is as important as the other. Nice, good. Toes point down, breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful, guys. Now, stay with your arm up if you can. Step your right foot back about 2 to 3 feet. And you can keep your right arm elevated and out in front of you as you rotate your torso to the left side. Breathe in, breathe out. Find a little deeper expression. And then exhale, fold your hands to the floor blocks. Bend your left knee. Put your forehead onto your knee and just fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Bend your left knee, step your right leg back. Lift your left leg in the air, three-legged downward dog. Exhale down to the floor, shift forward, high below plank. Any which version, and then we'll meet back in downward facing dog one more time. Good. This time, cross your right leg behind your left leg. You don't have to have your toes touching, they can be separated. Walk your hands back to your feet, bend your knees softly. Roll up to stand, bring the arms with you overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart and fold back down to the floor. Bend your knees as much as you want. Keep your feet crossed. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. Right heel behind left and choose to take a push-up or not. Right leg in the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to your chest, round curl. Inhale, step it in front of the left leg. Inhale, left leg in the air. Exhale, left knee to chest, round and curl. Send it in front again. Stay here, breathe. Inhale, separate your feet. Downward dog. Good. Now cross your right leg in front or left leg behind. Feet can touch or be separated. Walk your hands back to your feet. Soften the knees and roll your spine to come up to standing. Bring the arms with you. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart. Bend your knees and forward fold. Release your hands down. Look forward. Walk it all the way back out to a high plank. Exhale. Hips in the air. Left leg comes up in the air. Inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, come forward, round curl. Cross left leg in front. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to the chest, cross it back in front. Stay here for a breath, listen carefully. Bring your right knee to the center of your mat. Bring your left leg right behind it. Separate your feet. Choose to be on the floor or a block as you sit back to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Stacking the knees one on the other, heels in line with each other. I give myself a little, no extra charge foot massage. Put your thumbs in the instep and give a little relief. A little acupressure without actually doing that. And then release your arms, take them overhead, inhale. Exhale, left arm outside right leg, right arm behind you towards the left side. Lengthen your spine and twist a little deeper. Relax your shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, return to center as you bring the arms up. Exhale, release your hands. If you're on a block, just move it off to the side for a moment. Come back up onto your shins. Tuck your toes under, and we're going to spin around to your left side, all the way around to the back of the front, where now your left knee is on the floor. Your right knee is on the floor, your left knee is crossed in front. If it didn't work out, bring your right knee to the floor, and then send the left leg in front of it. And then go ahead and sit back again on your foot or your heels. Ideally, this is the other leg on top. Ideally, the left leg is now on top. I won't tell anybody, don't worry. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up. Exhale, right arm outside left leg, left arm to the back, more towards the right side of your mat or your body. Inhale, come back to the center, arms up. Exhale, nothing so complicated again. Walk your hands down, lift your hips up, and then just move your block to the side and very simply undo your legs. Separate your knees as wide as your mat, toes touching. Take your hands in between your feet, drop your left ear towards the floor, and let your shoulders drape open as well. Push your hips back to your heels. Stay here, but turn the other cheek, as they say. Inhale, come back to center. Walk your arms in front of you. Good. Come up onto your forearms. Turn your knees forward. And step your feet back one at a time for forearm plank pose. Head in line with tailbone, tailbone in line with heels. Shift a little forward, rock a little forward and back. And then bring yourself in the forward position as you lower your hips to the floor on your forearms. Sphinx pose. Inhale, come down to the floor and walk your hands forward, forehead on the floor. Bend your right knee, flex your foot. Reach your right hand to the foot ankle, and then kick the foot in the air, lift your chest up. If you want more, left leg, left arm off the floor. Kick your foot into your hand. Try to keep your hips squared so you're not rocking more onto your left hip. And then release whatever you're holding on to. Both arms forward, put your forehead on the ground, and turn your toes in and shimmy your hips side to side. And then turn it center. Inhale, bend your left knee, flex the foot. Take your left hand, reach for the foot. If you can't reach your foot, that's okay, just reach towards it. And then kick the leg off the floor and see if that's enough for you. Or do you want to lift your right arm, right leg off the floor? Breathe in, kick a little higher away. Beautiful work. Inhale. Exhale, release. Leg, hands. Turn your toes in, pigeon-toed. Now the last choice is to do that all again, or bring your legs close. Bend your knees, kick your heels to your buttocks. Reach right hand to right ankle, left hand to left ankle. Now you choose, do you want more? Kick up in the air with both the arms and the legs. As good, nice, as high up as you can get, resting on your hips. You might want to rock a little forward and back. I spent hours as a kid doing that on my hips so much that I bruised them so bad. And then hold again for 3, 2, and 1. Surrender. Push back to child's pose. This time to child's pose. Arms are just by your side. Let your head come down. Inhale, tuck your chin to your chest, roll up, sit up on your heels, and then send your legs off to either side. Shimmy a little further down your mat if you're towards the back too much. And I'm just going to turn a little bit on my side. Lift your chest up, inhale, chin to chest, roll down slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. When you get all the way to the floor, draw your knees to your chest. Take your hands down the top of your foot shin. Just pull your heels closer to your buttocks. When you're ready. Open your arms to a T, but keep your knees really close to your chest. So there's a little core activation happening here. Shift your hips right, let your knees fall to the left. Twist. Left hand on top of the right thigh. Right arm over your head. Spread your wings. Open your arms back to the T. Use the strength of your core to draw your knees back to center. Hug your knees, hold on to the top of the foot, shin, ankle, and draw everything really close to you. You might start feeling the Pilates from yesterday happening. Exhale, open your arms, shift your hips left, let your knees fall to the right side, twist. Right arm on top of the thigh, left arm overhead. Open your arms to a T. Inhale back to the center. Once again, hug your legs in, close to your body, nice and tight. Inhale. Exhale, let your head come down. Stretch your legs in the air. Legs right over your hips, flex and point. Belly in, ribs down. Flex your feet like you're standing on the ceiling. Take your arms up, reach to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders, reach to your feet, and then lift your hips up off the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in, stretch your left leg out, cross your right leg all the way over your left. Another spinal twist here. Bend your bottom leg. Reach for it with your right hand and do a little bit deeper twist and a little quad stretch at the same time. Twisting for most or many of us is a very safe and healthy, active movement for our bodies, but for some of us we need to modify a little bit, so pay attention to your bodies. Inhale back to center, slowly let go if you're holding on. Exhale, right leg straightens, left knee in. Take the right hand and guide it across your body. Bend your bottom leg and reach for it with your left hand. Nice quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. Release gently, hug both knees back to the chest as you lay on your back. Head and shoulders lift up, round and curl. Take a big, big breath in. And then exhale, stretch your legs out on the floor. Stretch your arms down by your side. Internally scan your body from the top of your head to the bottoms of your toes and all points in between. start to soften from the top of your head to your forehead, the bridge, the tip of your nose, the top of your lip, your teeth, your jaw, your tongue, your throat, your cheeks, your ears, and most importantly, what's inside of the head. Soften the noises, don't communicate with them. The chest, the shoulders, the upper, mid, lower back, the belly, the hips, the pelvis, the glutes, the tops and bottoms of your arms, your shoulders, biceps, triceps. No movement through the elbow crease, wrists, forearms, ankle, palms, fingers, hands. Fronts and backs of your legs, soften the knees, fronts and backs of your calf, your shin, your ankles, tops and bottoms to your feet and toes. And start to just surrender your entire body, mind to the earth. Surrender. Take these few really important moments for yourselves. Set the tone for your day. A lot of how we are on the mat translates into how we are off the mat. So if you can carry this feeling of peace with you, you're way ahead of the game. Now melt yourself deeply into your mat and stay for your Shavasana. If you have the luxury of staying longer in your Shavasana, just turn it off and stay. And if you need to start to make your awareness return to this time and space, start to breathe deeper and bring your small movements back to your body, fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, and gently draw your knees to your chest. Take yourself onto either side. And slowly make your way to a comfortable seat. Sitting just the way we started, either leg in front of spine. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow to yourselves for starting off the new year well. I know that most of you will continue this through the new year, and I hope that all of you will. And thank you for allowing me to guide and share with you this morning. As always, I'm grateful so much to have you. Om Shanti, 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 Om peace, peace, peace to all. Bowing to the light that I see within each one of you. Namaste, Satnam. Go in peace. Have a wonderful day, everybody. If you're at home, stay fit, stay healthy, get bounced.